Right.
This is Spotlight Omaha. Spotlight Omaha is a local podcast that highlights local businesses and influential movers and shakers in the Omaha business community. Spotlight Omaha is brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. Now, from the Pyramid Contractor Studios, the host of Spotlight Omaha, Jimmy Allen.
Welcome back to a second edition of the Spotlight Omaha podcast here on a Friday. We are brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. Pixel Fire Marketing is a locally owned marketing firm that specializes in website design, creating you a brand online and designing you a website that could put you at the top of search engine optimization. If your company could benefit from SEO help, check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more details today. Joining us inside the Pyramid Contractor Studio is Jeff Gill with Hammer and Nails. Jeff, thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jimmy. It's great to be here. Appreciate it.
I love the concept. Tell people what Hammer and Nails is.
Yeah, so Hammer and Nails is a new concept to Omaha. We're really excited to be bringing a new upscale experience for men's grooming to town. And what really differentiates us from what's currently here is that we have, in addition to fantastic cut and shave services, so hair care, beard trims, facials, facial waxing. We're also going to create a space for guys to get manicures and pedicures that feels very different than any other traditional nail salon in town. Then it's going to be a spot for guys and to really feel comfortable and pamper themselves.
You guys aren't open yet. It's coming soon. Why was this the right time to open Hammer Nails in Omaha?
You know, there's it's a great question, Jimmy. It's kind of funny you ask. The idea came to us back in around 2023. Quite honestly, it was because I needed a haircut. And
sure.
The gal that had been cutting my hair for years moved on to do something else, and I was like, oh, I need to find somebody else
that's going to give you the similar experience.
Yeah, I wanted that upscale experience, and I noticed that in sort of the northwest side of town, there really wasn't a good option there. And right after that, this was probably October, it was coming into holiday season, and my wife is on a lot of the West Omaha moms Facebook pages
sure.
and groups and stuff. And there was so many people that were saying, hey, does anybody know a place where I can get my husband a pedicure, a gift certificate for a pedicure for the holidays? And there wasn't really a whole lot of places geared towards guys. I mean, there's lots of nail salons and you can get incredible services at those. But my experience is that, you know, when I've been in those other salons, I'll see other guys there, but almost always they're with their partners. And,
sure.
You know, I love that for the relationship, but sometimes guys just want to have a space
sure.
and a little quiet time.
When I think about the barbershop, right? I mean, mm-hmm. There's a significant difference in an environment from a barbershop versus a salon. And it's noticeable, right? I mean, and maybe it's just because oftentimes there's more men than women in one and vice versa. But like when I think about a barbershop, I think about guys cracking jokes and telling stories and sharing experiences and stuff. Is that kind of what you're going for with the environment?
I love that description, Jimmy. That's perfect. Yeah, we are definitely looking to build a community and a space that's comfortable for people to be in there, feel relaxed, have a cocktail if they so
okay, so you guys are going to have alcohol.
We do have a bar in there, but really just a space to relax and kick back. And, you know, there's this culture around that barbershop feel. It
sure.
becomes a community space, a place to go and hang out and connect. And like you said, tell stories, tell jokes. And that's what we're looking for. We want it to be this upscale experience, but fun and comfortable as well.
Define upscale.
You know, I think you can go anywhere and get a haircut, and you can get a really good haircut at lots of places. What's going to differentiate us from a lot of places is the time that we're going to take with you
mm-hmm.
in the chair. When you walk in, our goal is that, you know, we get to know who you are as an individual. We'll know what kind of haircut you like. What's your favorite treatment? If you have a drink that's a favorite,
yeah,
that, you know, we want this to be your spot. And so it's those little details that make a huge difference in the experience. When you go in and you sit down at that chair, you don't actually have to get up and go to a wash bin. You sit down at the chair, you have your own wash bin right there. So we're going to shampoo and condition your hair, give you that hot towel treatment. We've got different scents with them depending on the different treatments. it raises the bar on the service. It's more than just a haircut. It's a overall experience, and we're going to take the time to really help you relax and kick back. And if you tell us, hey, I got 20 minutes, I got to get in and out, we're going to do that for you too.
I
But
was just going to ask about that.
this is going to be a place for you to come in and really take care of yourself. Self-care is important for guys too.
People forget, yeah. Manicures and pedicures for a long time have been taboo for men, and maybe it's just been the couple's experience, like you said. But it seems to be a growing trend. People seem to taking time for themselves and getting their hands and feet taken care of, and that's how they've kind of done it. Is that kind of the thought process? Is you don't have to hide in the back of a salon somewhere where your friends might not see you. Bring your buddies with you, and you guys can make it a whole experience.
Exactly. That's totally what we're going for here. I'll keep names out of it, but in the early days of our process, we were looking at different spaces, and we were with one of our contractors, and been in the industry, the construction industry, a long time, and so you think about it, just looks like a stereotypical.
But his nails were immaculate.
I mean, I'll admit I didn't catch his nails, but
Sure.
he comes in, he looks at us, he goes, "Man, I got to tell you something. I don't admit this much, but man, I love a good pedicure.
Sure.
But I go to this place on the opposite side of town right before closing on Tuesday night, so I don't see anybody. But this is what I'm looking for." So a lot of guys either haven't experienced the manicure or pedicure, or they like it, but they just don't feel comfortable in that traditional salon setting. So our goal is that this is a space where it feels like a man cave. We're going to have big TVs, noise canceling headphones, oversized leather chairs for you to relax in, and that this is a place that normalizes that type of service and self-care that I think a lot of guys are interested in perhaps excited about if they just haven't experienced it yet. And so
well, I think about the clientele, right? And maybe this is just topical because of the person I was interviewing before you. They run a med spa, but some men are dealing with masculinity issues, whether it be in the bedroom or other places. And a place like this, where they could just feel comfortable and get what they want, could change not only with the way their hands and face look, but maybe give them some confidence as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've spent the last 14 years of my career in helping healthcare professionals deliver the best experience possible to their patients and families.
Sure.
And I actually think there's a lot of similarities between healthcare and self-care. And what I am envisioning here is that the conversations that we're going to have with our barbers, our cosmetologists, our nail techs, is that you are coming into this space and you are putting trust as a customer in a virtual stranger who is providing a fairly intimate service. I mean, they're going to have their hands on you. They're going to change your appearance, and that changes how you look and feel about yourself. So, we want this to be a place that you feel comfortable in and have that trust and confidence that you are going to get a great experience and you're going to come out feeling better about yourself at the end of it. And you will. I mean,
it just feels like once you go on one journey, it kind of starts. We were just talking with Top Form about weight loss journeys, and it just it's crazy when you see somebody going on a financial freedom journey. They start to lose weight and get healthier. When you see somebody losing weight, they find themselves in different relationships, and those things just kind of seem to correlate. Is that what you're trying to do? Is not only make people look better, but feel better and have a better life experience too?
It's a great question, and to be honest, I hadn't really thought about it, but you're spot on. Yeah, I mean, if it all connects. That if you look good and feel good, you're going to
be good.
Yeah. I mean, if you feel more confident in yourself and your appearance, it's going to translate into other areas of your life. And so, anything that we can do to help raise the bar and take pride in yourself and that build that self-confidence, then all the better.
We're catching up with Jeff Gill of Hammer and Nails here on the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing and Pyramid Contractors. Not open yet. How has the hiring process gone to get to day one?
So we are just now getting to the point where we're starting to look for our artist and member concierge teams. We've got a phenomenal general manager on hand who is been involved with a lot of our founding membership sales piece thus far, and we've really appreciate for everybody that's engaged with us thus far and signed up. It's fantastic. So we're actively looking for experienced barbers and cosmetologists to join our team. It's going to be a great space for this to work. As much as we are customer focused, my wife Laura and I are very committed to making this the best place in Omaha to practice your craft.
I love that you call them artists, by the way, because they definitely are.
They are. I mean, it's a craft. I mean, you have a different palette with every head that comes in,
Yep.
and you have a skill set. So,
because I think we've all had a good haircut or a good shave, and I know most people have had a bad haircut and a bad shave.
we all have, and you know,
even us follically challenged folks.
Not gonna lie, I feel like I'm well on my way.
I've looked like this since I was like 15, so it's not by choice. I'll just put it that way.
All right, well, I don't know that most would choose the
sure.
path, but you just embrace it, right?
I look better without hair though, so that's a plus. How difficult is it for you? Is Hammer Nails a franchise?
It is. It is a national brand that is growing across the country. The majority of the locations thus far have been on the East and West Coast.
Yeah.
So we are excited to introduce this concept to Nebraska and Omaha, and really bring that experience to the middle of the country.
It's a conversation we've been having a lot in this room with franchise owners about why that was the right path for them. And a lot of the concept is, hey, having somebody to bounce things off of, people that have failed at certain things that have already had those learning experience. Is that why going the franchise route was the right idea for you guys?
It was, yeah. I mean, the big thing is I love the concept. I was looking for a place that had that upscale cut and shave experience, and with the hand and foot services being part of that, it filled a void that we have in the community. And so the franchise model is great because it offers a structure and a plan. But you know, we're in Omaha. We are very much committed to making this an Omaha business.
And doing business in Omaha versus LA is very different.
Yeah. But you know, if we don't have to reinvent the wheel and start from scratch on everything and avoid the hiccups that oftentimes come with business startups, then we're going to be able to hit the ground running and deliver that exceptional experience that has already been proven across the country. And so that's where I think this is going to do really well here.
What is, if somebody goes to a Hammer Nails in New York versus in Omaha, what is going to be Jeff's fingerprints on this business? What is going to have your flavor to it about the Omaha location?
You know, as cliche as it sounds, we're going to be Nebraska nice here.
Yeah, sure.
I think
it's very important.
It is. You know, there's a reason why living in Omaha is such a great place. It's welcoming community. I mean, we're a big city, but we kind of have that small town vibe still.
Mm-hmm.
And that when you come into this place, you're going to see people that you know and you recognize. That's the goal. Again, we talked about it a few minutes ago, the community aspect. We're based in Omaha. We're from Omaha. We want this to be an Omaha shop. We're planning to bring in art from local Omaha artists. The shop is going to be built out with an Omaha look in there. So more to come on that. You'll have to come in and see it. But,
where's the shop located?
We're at 144th and Maple. A lot of people are familiar with the Blue Sushi that's out there. We're just a couple doors down from there. So pretty centrally located, be able to capture a lot of the Omaha area, and I'm excited to.
It's probably hard to think, see the forested trees in a sense of location number 2, but is this something you would like to put in different boroughs of Omaha? Or are you guys perfectly fine with the first location out of the gate? What does growth look like?
We definitely have aspirations to grow. And you know, it's been interesting. If you cornered me here 2 months ago, Jimmy, and said, where are you thinking for shop number 2? I'd say, I like the growth that we're seeing in Gretna.
Sure.
The amount of feedback
seems to be everybody's thoughts.
Exactly. I mean, it's a popular area. There's so much growth out there, and you know, it's an exciting time for that part of town. But I'm also getting a lot of folks from Midtown saying, "Hey, come here." So you never know. We're gonna
Maybe that's location number 3.
And then exactly.
How difficult is it for you to go from seeing this on Facebook, becoming passionate about it, doing the research on the franchise model, laying groundwork, starting the build, starting the hiring process, but all you're doing at this point is hurry up and waiting? How difficult is that for you right now?
It's definitely an exercise of patience.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I'm pretty good at being patient with things, but as somebody who likes to see things get done and move along, I'm learning a lot about depending on and relying on others, and it's going great. We've got a great team of local contractors. We're working with B. Douglas Construction. They've been phenomenal to work with
Friends
all
of the
the way
podcast,
along.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
And so they've been great helping us to, navigate some of the hurdles that come up with any project. The city has made this a pretty smooth process to go through, from permitting to getting the liquor license, and the guidance that we've received from them. So Omaha is a great place to bring the business.
This is episode number 329, and you're the first business owner to say that the city has helped make things go smooth, by the way.
I mean, has it been easy all the way? But no, I've anticipated a whole lot worse, but the people that I talk to have been really friendly. Now, there's a waiting game with it that sometimes I don't love, but that's part of the game. But this is
sorry to keep yawning. You're not boring me. I have 3 small children. I apologize.
I empathize. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I've learned along the way as a small business owner. And in a regulated industry, there's things that you have to navigate, you have to build into place. And the people that I've interacted with all along have been really good about answering the questions. And
I'm a doom and gloom guy, so I'll go glass all the way empty on you for a second. Any concern about alcohol and scissors and straight edge razors in the same vicinity?
When the barbering board asked me a similar question, and there's some regulations around that in the state of Nebraska, my priority is that this is an upscale men's grooming shop that has a bar in it, not a bar that you can get a haircut in.
Yeah.
And so we're not gonna we want you to come in, enjoy, and have a good time. And if a cocktail is involved in that, then so be it. But
is there a drink limit?
We're contemplating that, but I mean, it's probably going to be.
You probably shouldn't get down more than 2 in a haircut.
Yeah, I was going to say probably 2, but this is a space to come in and relax,
too,
and
because you'll get people to just show up not getting any services.
Yeah, and you know what? That's great. We've got a bar. We'll have the game on. We'll have.
I know barbershops that have people that just show up and just sit there. So it happens.
But we want everybody to feel comfortable and feel safe in this environment, and that goes for our employees and our guests as well. And so, if things are getting a little out of hand, then that may change things. But if it's going well, pretty chill, then we'll work with you.
What is, you mentioned that this has been a learning process for you. What is something you didn't know about opening up a business when you started that today?
Oh my gosh.
Just one.
I was going to say, how many different, we'll just say, regulatory bodies there are.
Sure.
I've had conversations with the city council, with the fire marshal, with the health department, with the barbering board, with the state troopers. There's so many different moving parts that go into this,
and probably had to pay the majority of those people.
I mean, there's been some checks written along the way.
Yep.
I mean, everything's on the website, all above the table. But yeah, there's some costs associated with it. But yeah, there's a lot of different moving parts and pieces that go into all of this, from licenses and permitting and all of that stuff that you just don't see up front. And I mean, I could go on and on about other things, but that's probably the biggest thing.
Let's talk about the exciting stuff. We're catching up with Jeff Gill of Hammer and Nails here on the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing and Pyramid Contractors. What are you the most excited about for day one when the doors open?
I'm excited to showcase the space. It is going to be absolutely gorgeous inside, but I mean, it's very masculine but very classy. So
Sure.
we've got the design has got woods and metal panels, and I mean, it's kind of this industrial meets contemporary man cave space. um that is that's I mean, it's just got a really cool vibe to it. I'm excited to see it go from pictures to reality, and I think people will come in here and be like, oh, I like this space. And, it could be an event space that we can do things in as well with a pretty cool vibe. And, um,
You've been in Nebraska long enough. You're talking about advertising to men.
mhm.
12 Saturdays out of the year, there's this monster about 45 minutes down the road that takes away a lot of people's time. You mentioned you're gonna have games on and stuff like that. How do you compete with the sports schedule and getting men in? And is it as simple as, hey, we're gonna throw the game on, we're gonna have it be a game day environment, we kind of cater to that, or is that not a concern?
You know, been in, I don't want to alienate anybody. I came up here to Nebraska, went to Creighton,
Yep.
big Jays fan. I see it sporting the Jays. Yeah. So I want the Huskers to win each of those 12 days.
Sure.
But sometimes it's a really good time to go out and run some errands on
That's a great
Saturday
point.
afternoons
There's
as
not
well.
a lot of people out, sure. And not
there's-
everybody's a sports fan. So
yeah. So, I mean, will there be a little bit of a slower time period on those days? Probably.
Sure.
But for those that want to come in
It
and
is
watch
again just
it,
12 days of the year. Too.
yeah,
Yeah.
then we'll have the games on. We're going to have 15 TVs around the shop. So lots of opportunities to watch it and enjoy. And we'll have a lounge area where maybe you have a
A
couple
game or two, sure, yeah.
So but yeah, I think there will be some that embrace the slower time period.
Mhm.
Maybe a great time to make an appointment.
Lots of changes coming to Creighton basketball. A couple players coming in and out. Head coaching change down the road. Thoughts? Any hot takes?
I'm excited about what the future looks like.
Yeah.
I have loved the trajectory over the years. I mean, I was in school with Corver in those days, which
Sure.
I think was sort of the first
Yeah,
shift.
first
And
peak.
then,
Yeah.
Then the McDermott's coming in, which raised the bar. And then I just am blown away at the level of consistency that we've been able to have, and love the fact that, it's no secret that Coach Mack has been around, had a great long career, and love the fact that he's gonna end his career
Yep.
at Creighton. And we know where we're going, because the anxiety that comes with
What's
Couch
next?
announces a retirement, and like, who's coming in next?
Yeah.
We know the answer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alan
and
Huss sitting
Coach
there.
Huss
Yeah.
is fantastic. I remember he was
Couldn't agree
a
more, by the way.
student when I was there as well.
Okay.
And, a couple years ahead of me, but
Coming off the bench.
Still had a jersey on. I'm
his
pretty
words,
sure
not mine, by the way.
you and I didn't
For sure.
get that
Yeah.
that jersey. So,
well, hey, Jeff, I really appreciate this. I'm really excited. I can't wait to see the shop as well. Do we have a tentative date for the opening?
we're looking at a July opening right now. So check us out. Hammer and Nails Omaha.
Or check out Homer and Nails, whoever
Yeah,
they
you
are,
can
yeah.
check out Homer too. But hammerandnailsomaha.com has information about our services and options to sign up for founding membership. So check us out there. And then
What is a founding membership?
So founding memberships are a great opportunity to get in early. We you sign up. We don't actually charge your card until we open, but we're offering those at a discount for all three of our memberships. We have a Lux membership, which is incredible, unlimited services, anything on our menu. Our VIP, which is the most popular plan, where you get credits each month that you can use for yourself. You can share them with family or friends. You can split them for our classic services or combine them for those Lux services. So you've got a lot of flexibility with them. And then our classic memberships, with our classic and our VIP, we're adding a couple upgraded services to those as well, who sign up early. And we're locking in the prices for a year, which right now, with what's going on in the world,
are there fluctuations happening in the economy?
There might be. It's hard to say week to week,
Sure.
But we want to really thank those that say, you know what, we want to be a part of this from day one, and we're thanking you with a discounted rate locked in and some additional services throughout the year. So really good promotions out there, and limited number. I can, as a startup, we can only offer so many. So, but we're right around 100 so far that have signed up. So love the excitement for the brand in the community, and look forward to welcoming more in as we open in July.
We've covered a lot today. Is there anything about hammer and nail or homer and nail that we haven't mentioned today?
Take a look at us. I think you're going to find that this is a unique concept and experience, and it's a one-stop shop for all of your grooming needs. It's open to everyone. We're geared towards guys, but we want everyone to feel comfortable in our space.
If I'm being honest, I'm kind of surprised it took this long for this concept to get to Omaha. Congratulations, man.
I'm excited to be a part of it and welcome it to the community, and appreciate all the support and excitement around it from the Omaha folks.
Check out hammer and nail omaha.com today. Become a member early and get those discounts that Jeff alluded to. Appreciate you taking time to do this with me.
Thanks, Jimmy. Great being here.
This has been the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing and Pyramid Contractors. No more episodes today. We'll be back at 11 a.m. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We'll see you on Monday. Enjoy your weekend.